Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 24 and another part of our career mode. Today we are back with the Canadian Grand Prix, my favourite Grand Prix of the season. Of course, we had a great race over the weekend with George Russell taking pole position and Max Verstappen taking the victory. So we have got a chance this weekend, we certainly know that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how we do get on. Fingers crossed we can get a good result here. That's exactly what we're looking for. So yeah, leave a like if you're enjoying all of that good stuff. We are going to set our goals before we continue. Finishing we'll out-qualify George. Lift and course for 25 seconds or more. Incur no more than 3 penalties. Well, that should be achievable. 5 championship points during the race weekend. We'll go for perfect the race strategy practice program. Now we have got a bit of R&D to do. Let's have a little look at what is available. We can do the rear wing upper flap. That would be in place for just between the Spanish and Austrian Grand Prix. There is a chassis update, but yeah, we need to save up for that one. So I think it makes sense to try and get that off and running. Yeah, let's go for that. And then continue on. Here we go. So front nose is on the car, which is good. And the turbo's on the car as well. And the ignition system, fantastic.
And we're going to have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
Oh, wow, brilliant. Okay, so that moves us back up to being the second fastest team, just behind Red Bull. We obviously have got a couple more upgrades on the way as well. We've got the major rear downforce upgrade. George has got the weight reduction and the gearbox upgrade coming as well. So that's all really good, really positive. McLaren are the third best team ahead of Scuderia Ferrari in fourth there, Aston Martin in fifth, then VCarb in sixth there, then Williams, Haas, Alpine and Kick Sauber at the bottom. And there we go, there's the reliability update. So I think everything is looking pretty damn good, if I'm honest with you, in terms of where we are at and hopefully where we are going. That's exactly what we want to do. Let's head to the race weekend, see if there's any surprises in store in terms of weather. We obviously haven't had a wet race yet, so it could well be a place where we get rain. No, not this weekend. Let's have a look at the workstation. Nothing particularly in there. So, yeah, I'll see you guys for qualifying and see if we can put this on the front row.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here in Canada at the wonderful Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Who's going to come out fastest of all in the next hour? Yes, it's time for qualifying.
Okay, here we are then. Down on the track, ready for qualifying. Let's have a little look at our setup this weekend. Just to sort of run you guys through it. A little bit more heavy on the front wing, although I think we can probably do without a little bit of that. That'll reduce our drag a little bit. But there you go. If you want to copy my setup this weekend, then you are more than welcome to. Let's get ourselves into qualifying and see how we get on in Q1. Right then, here we come, up to the line, leaving everything on there, and it's a 110.8, which puts us into second place at the moment, just behind Carlos Sainz.
Okay, just two.
I think there is probably more time in that, but we'll leave it at what it is for now. We're obviously pretty much out of ARS deployment, but you can see we can certainly gain some time in that first sector, I think, in our quest to take pole position later on today. Okay, there you are, comfortably through to Q2 then. 5/10 quicker than our teammate George Russell. Bit of a surprise there. Max Verstappen quickest of everybody. But going out in Q1, Daniel Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Logan Sargent, Zhou Guanyu, and Kevin Magnussen. Right then, here we go. At the start of Q2, we're going to head up to the line. And it's a 1:10.4. Wow, that is a fast lap time around here. It begs the question, can we get ourselves into the 1:9s potentially for later on? But that was an awesome lap. Felt good. And you can see 10th quicker than Verstappen and Russell. But I think we're going to need a little bit more in Q3 as the track is ramping up a little bit. There you go, we are quickest in Q2 then. Max Verstappen just a little bit slower, but going out in Q2, Albon, Gasly, Bottas, Hülkenberg, and Esteban Ocon. Right then, here we go, first lap up in Q3, and it's a 1:10.2, and that is enough for pole position at the moment. That is our fastest time so far to Mercedes 1-2
Okay, we've only got one
as
lap
things
of fuel
stand. But we've still got our absolute last lap to go, where we're going to throw everything on the line. That's a good banker time to get in. But now we're ready to push hard on our second lap. Well, believe it or not, Max Verstappen has gone 3/10 quicker than us. He's on a 17 flat at the moment. So now it all comes down to this. This is the lap. Can we take pole position off Max Verstappen? We're going to have to absolutely go for it 100% here. Not make any mistakes. Already a 10th down in this first sector. That's not what we want to see. We are pushing hard, but it's not quite coming off. What's better through there? Little burst of overtake, and we are slightly up on our previous time. And now we're starting to gain time down the hill. 1.3 tenths of a second up. Oh, but we catch the white line. And that is the end of that one. But, well, Piastri's gone ahead of us. Has Russell gone ahead? I think Russell's gone ahead of us. I think Russell's taking pole position.
They're on provisional pole.
Yeah.
Right, their best lap time, 1:10.0.
Well, there you go. That is us.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Behind George Russell for the first time in a little while. Barring Monaco there. But that is very, very disappointing. George Russell takes pole position just like he did in real life.
But don't worry, we'll be back
3/10 quicker than us in the end.
The Grand Prix.
I mean, yeah, we could have maybe matched that time, but I don't think we could have gone into the 1.9s. We were pushing so hard. Caught the white line though as we were breaking into that corner, and it sent the rear spinning. But it's a interesting grid going into the race tomorrow. Let's see how we get on.
Here in Montreal, lights out is quickly approaching on this artificial island originally built for the World Fair in 1967. Now it's used for a World's Fair of a different kind, ever since Formula One first arrived here. We're back in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles per hour here at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions, and watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and that final chicane. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Norris, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Gasly, Albon, Magnussen, Joe, Sargent, Fernando Alonso, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me for the first time this season here in the commentary box, Naomi Schiff. Hello, Gnomes. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Okay, here we are then, down on the track, and, well, I mean, I'm personally thinking we swap this strategy around to try and do something a little bit different. I think the mediums will last at a decent amount of time, so I'm thinking maybe take it to lap 13 on the hards, come in and put on those medium tyres, have fresh medium tyres ready to rock and roll for the final few laps of this Grand Prix. Let's head out there and see what the other guys have done.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we
So interestingly, the McLarens are also on the hard, so
which team will come out on top?
yeah,
Who's got their
this
strategies
is going to
right
be
for
very,
today's
very
race?
interesting.
Well, we'll soon find out.
You'd imagine George and Max will run off into the distance on those mediums, then we're going to be in a bit of a titanic battle with Piastri and Norris. But in practice, found those mediums incredibly consistent.
To form up and get ready for lights out. Let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
So I'm going to give it our all, I think, on those mediums in the second half of the race. Try and do something a little bit different. And we'll see what happens. Let's watch for the lights here at the start of this Canadian Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go here in Canada. It's a great start off the grid, and we managed to jump Piastri heading towards turn one. Unfortunately, Max Verstappen has also managed to jump George Russell. That could be a huge move for him in this whole race, because he will be able to control his own pace, and that corner cut is going to be pretty crucial, I think, because it's going to be so tough to stay within the confines of the track for most of this lap for 25 laps. I'm going to move on to hot lap mode, but already two in front there, pushing away with this. It's very good stuff. We've got Piastri right behind us, looking to slipstream. He is having a little look. Don't think he'll have a go into the chicane, but of course it will be DRS on the next lap, and you get 3 goes at it. There goes George Russell, though. He's having a right old scrap with Max Verstappen. But we got ourselves up to third for now. We need to find our rhythm, find our pace, and quickly. On lap 7 of this Grand Prix, not a lot has happened. We have dropped off the likes of George Russell and Max Verstappen, but we sort of knew that was going to happen with them two on the medium tyres. So, you know, we've managed to stay comfortably in front of Oscar Piastri so far. I think that's a bit of a success, really. We're just currently in the process of trying to charge up our ERS as much as possible so that we can have a bit of a push once we've been into the pit lane, but yeah, just seem to be able to control the pace of this train at the moment. It is a bit of a trolley train, all the way back down to the lower positions, but we're just sort of managing the pace at the moment. Not pushing particularly hard. We have had our second corner cutting warning, so we've got to be a little bit careful of that, but you know, Piastri hasn't once tried to overtake us yet, so I'm fairly confident that we can cope with this. Oh, Verstappen's gone wide. Not entirely sure what happened there.
No tyre concerns at the
But
moment,
now,
just focus on the driving.
That is huge. George Russell has taken the lead of this race. Really don't know what's happened to Max there. But now we're going to have DRS on him. And he hasn't got DRS on George Russell. So this is a bit of a chance for us to make some headway in this Grand Prix. Oh, and Max Verstappen goes into the pit lane. That has messed us up a little bit. We weren't expecting him to do that. It messed up our braking point, which always can happen there. But yeah, I think we're into a position of do whatever George Russell doesn't on this next lap. We could well get ourselves into the lead of this Grand Prix if we come into the pits this lap.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the
So I'm
end
going
of
to
this
say
lap.
pit this lap. Obviously, if George comes into the pits, then we'll go on for an extra lap. But you can see we are clearly quicker than George at the minute. This is exciting. Exciting times. Now, is George Russell going to come into the pits? Of course he does.
Okay, George is coming in for his stop.
And here comes
We didn't
Piastri.
quite get what we needed out of that, I'm afraid, but don't worry about it. There's a long way to go. Chin up, and let's focus till the end. Box, box, we're coming in this lap.
We are coming in this lap, so got to be on it now. It's got to be our best. So Verstappen has very much come out in front of Russell. It's a bit of an undercut.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach and make sure you don't speed.
But don't forget we are on the medium tyres for the second stint here. That is going to be crucial. Alright, here we come then. And we're in. Let's see what we can do. It's got to be a good stop.
It looks like there's an issue with the
No.
removal of one of the front
Come
wheels
on.
the Mercedes.
Damn
And
it.
the team will be hugely disappointed.
Well, that's cost us 3 seconds. And that might just cost us a chance at the race victory here.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
Look at this. Look at all these guys that have been into the pits. And we're now behind them all. So down to 9th just because of that little mistake in the pit stop. Oh, that is so frustrating. Right. It's definitely hammer time now, isn't it? There's no doubt about that.
Okay, red flag.
Oh,
mate.
red flag.
Red flag. No overtaking, please. We'll see you in the pit lane.
Wow.
Okay, there's been an incident on
That
track
is a disaster.
resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in...
That is a disaster. Because...
Get a nice advantage here. Let's have a think about how we handle the rest of this race.
yeah, I mean... I don't think it changes anything for us, but what it does mean is that we could have had a free pit stop if we'd stayed out there. Never mind. There's no way we could have known that. We will advance to...
In just a moment, stand by.
Here now. Lights out, away we go. For the second time here in Canada. And it's a good start for us. We go down the inside of it. A couple of drivers there. And now we're side by side with George Russell already. I don't know exactly what happened there. I mean, we seem to still have 20 runners in this Grand Prix. I'm not sure what brought the red flag out, to be perfectly honest with you. But we did manage to put on a brand new set of medium tyres. And we're taking them to the end of this race. It doesn't look like anybody else has went for that strategy. So this is really interesting. We fly down the inside of George Russell. So had no choice there but to go for it. And now we want to stay with George Russell, with Charles Leclerc, but we have managed, at the very least, to get in front of George Russell. And that's what we needed to do there.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Now then. Are we going to be able to get past these guys? That's the big question. I mean, the McLarens are surely going to be on the mediums as well. Leclerc managing here.
Okay, Lewis. Leclerc ahead. Right, here we go. Let's look to get past quickly and put them on the back foot.
Oh, we nearly went into the wall there. But we're okay. Yeah, got a bit more grip. All right, in his slipstream here. Right, here we go. DRS again. Wide open.
Great work. That's a new fastest
fastest lap. We were going to have a little look there, but let's just be patient. This is going to be an intense final 7 laps of this race. Well, here we come onto the final lap of the race.
Okay,
then
mate, final lap. Keep your concentration.
Unfortunately, a couple of laps after you were last with me, we chipped our front wing on the outside wall of this next corner, and since then we've just not been able to be at the same pace as Leclerc or any of the guys ahead. So it's going to be 6th place today, I think, as long as we can stay ahead of George Russell, which he hasn't managed to make a move on us just yet. So expecting that will remain the same now until the checkered flag, but who knows? He is right there. He might have saved all of his ERS up for one last attack here. And yep, he is having a little look round the outside, but we're able to just defend nicely, and we head up to the line. Max Verstappen wins the Grand Prix, and we come over the line in 6th place, but with fastest lap.
And a champion's performance.
We'll have to settle for that.
Max Verstappen.
Well, that's 2 wins in a row for them now. That's really going to help them gain confidence and start to build that momentum that they're really going to be looking for.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
So well done to Max Verstappen. I mean, the red flag changed everything. We could have potentially done it, but you know, it would have been very, very close in the end anyway. But Sergio Perez up there for the first time in a little bit as well. And there we are then. There we are. Very, very good.
Wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Okay. So Piastri finished second, Norris finished fourth in the end. It was very, very good, really. From the McLarens, they did a good job today. We're just 8 points behind Charles Leclerc in the championship. Still a decent amount ahead of Perez, and certainly a decent amount ahead of George Russell. Just 10 points behind Ferrari in the to heated status. Oh, interesting. Heated. Is that that's a championship rival. Okay. Well, heated in that battle with Leclerc there as well. Our experience goes down, but racecraft goes up, awareness goes up, pace goes up nicely as well, focus goes down, but overall our rating goes up. Once again, we are, you know, ahead of the game on George Russell in most aspects.
It seems as if you have a new rival. This is the perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in this sport, and to show me why you belong amongst my very exclusive clientele. That's a joke. I love working with you.
Okay, very good. Well, looking forward to that. Next time out, we are taking on the Spanish Grand Prix. If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.